Hey class, I thank you all for tuning in there with me today. Today I'm going to read this 1040 tax form to file your 2020 taxes this year. And first, I want you to follow along with me on the internet. Let's go to irs.gov, and it's right here. I'm just typing in all the letters, and then you can hit enter. And then right over here, I hope that you can see my white arrow. Sometimes it'll like a white arrow like this by the word search here in the upper right corner, or sometimes it might look like the letter I. That's where I will be typing. I'm going to type in 1040. Hold on, I have to uh, plug in my battery here. Okay, I typed in 1040 form, and then I hit enter. And let's scroll down here some, and right here it says 1040, it says form 1040 PDF version of form 1040. So let's click there and give it a minute to open up. Now you can see some of this writing may look a little bit small, and you can click this plus arrow to make it bigger. But these 2 pages over here, it's a 2-page document. I don't need to see these 2 pages over here. So up here in the upper left corner where you see these 3 lines, just like you see on a cell phone in the upper left-hand corner, the word menu just popped up. You click that, and then now you have one large page, and you can make this even bigger by hitting this plus sign up here. Okay, so I'm going to go through each line. I'm not here to give any tax advice, and I'm going to type in some fake information as we go along so that you can better know what line I'm on. So in case you have your W-2 forms out, I would advise you to have that ready. And this is what a W-2 form looks like. You get this from your employer, and you will need to have this available at the time that you fill out your 1040 tax form, because you will need to get information from this to fill out. Okay, so I made this bigger right here. Okay, that's good. I can highlight this information. We're going to look on this first row here. It says filing status. Filing status. Check only one box. The first box says single. I have that checked. The second box says married, filing jointly. And I'm checking each box as I read them. Married, filing jointly. The third box says married, filing separately, abbreviated MFS. The fourth box says head of household, abbreviated HOH. And the fifth box says qualifying widower, and that's abbreviated QW. Okay, so you check one of those as your filing status. Under that row, it says if you checked the MFS box, meaning married filing separately, MFS, enter the name of your spouse. If you checked the HOH, which is head of household, or QW, which is qualifying widower box, enter the child's name if the qualifying person is a child, but not your dependent. Okay? And now, and you would put that name right here. See where it says here. So if I selected married filing jointly, okay. Actually, it says if I put MFS, HOH, or QW, then you would need to have a name right here. Okay, so I'm going to select married filing separately, and so then I'm going to put my spouse's name, which would be, I'll just type Jack Miller, okay, and that's because I'm selecting married filing separately, MFS. But if I selected single or married filing jointly, okay, then it's not asking for their name there. If I'm typing MFS, I can put a spouse's name here, or if I'm typing HOH as head of household, or I'm typing qualified widower, which is QW, I need to enter the child's name if the qualifying person is a child, but not your dependent, right here. That's what it's saying. Okay, so now here, let's go to this line, your first name and middle name. So I'm just going to put a first name here, Sarah. Let's pretend like my name is Sarah. So I put my first name there. Okay, and I'm going to put my last name, Miller, right here. And I'm going to put a social security number here. I'm just going to hit the tab button on my keyboard on the computer. Okay, I'm going to make up a social security number, 255-41227. Okay, I'm going to hit tab. If joint person, this says if joint return, spouse's first name and middle initial. Okay, so I'm going to go back up here and select married filing jointly. I'm going to remove, I checked everything earlier to show you where I was at, but I'm going to select married filing jointly. Okay, so if joint return, spouse's first name and middle initial, check. We're going to say he has a middle initial of L for Larry, Jack Larry. The L is for his middle initial, and I'm going to tab over to his last name, Miller. Then it says spouse's social security number here. So his social security number is 255-55-6134. Okay, and I'm just making that up. I'm going to tab over to, it says home address, number, and street. If you have a P.O. box, see instructions. Okay, so we live at 100 Tree Lane. And right here, I tabbed over to the next box. It says apartment number. We stay in apartment number 3. Okay, I'm going to tab over to the next line. It says city, town, or post office. If you have a foreign address, also complete spaces below. So we live right here in the United States, so I'm not going to fill out the foreign information. I would say let's see. New York is our city, and our state is New York. The abbreviation is NY for New York. You may have to look up your state abbreviations or ask someone for the abbreviation of your state if you do not know. And our zip code, I'm just going to make one up, 60122. I'm just making that up. If I was to live in a foreign country, I would put that foreign country name here. It says foreign country name. And then the next line says foreign province, state, and county. The next line says foreign postal code. Okay. And then right here in green, it says presidential election campaign. Check here if you or your spouse, if is, that should say is instead of if, is filing jointly want $3 to go to this fund, checking a box below will not change your tax or refund. Okay, so this is asking if you want to donate $3 to the presidential election campaign. Okay, so you can either say, you can either check that, you can click the U box if you want to donate $3. You can check $3 for your spouse to give $3 as well. Or you can just check that only you want to give $3 towards it, or only your spouse towards $3 towards the presidential election campaign, or you can leave them both boxes blank if you don't want to donate anything to the presidential election campaign. Okay, so let's scroll down here. At any time during 2020, did you receive, sell, send, exchange, or otherwise acquire any financial interest in any virtual currency? And you can either click yes, which is this first box, or you can click no, which is the second box. Okay. Standard deduction. Someone can claim, either select the first box, you as a dependent, or you can select the second box, your spouse as a dependent, or you can check the third box, spouse itemizes on a separate return, or you were a dual status alien. Again, spouse itemizes on a separate return, or you were a dual status alien. The next line says age blindness. You either check were born before January 2nd, 1956, or you can check you are blind, which is the second box, or you can check uh, the same thing for the spouse. Okay, so either, or you can check this first box concerning your spouse. Your spouse was born before January 2nd, 1956, or you can check the second box that your spouse is blind. Okay, so the first two boxes are asking the same question. These are concerning you. These first two boxes are concerning you as far as your age blindness, and this next two set of boxes is concerning your spouse's age blindness. Okay, all right, next line says dependents. If more than 4 dependents, see instructions and check here. So you would check this box right here if you have more than 4 dependents that you are taking care of. If you have less than 4 dependents, leave it unchecked. Okay, and for each dependent here, it's asking for you to fill out this information here. It says first name. Under number 1, first name, I'm just going to make up a first name of a dependent that I'm taking care of, John. That dependent's last name is Miller. You're just going to have to use your space bar to scroll down here to type the last name, Miller. Okay, so we're going to pretend like this is my child, and then that child's social security number is 221221111. Relationship, I just will put son, and you can click the tab button on your computer to move on to the next row. Let's see. It says number 4 says if put a check if qualifies for child tax credit. Okay, And if you need help with determining if your child qualifies for the child tax credit, I'm going to show you in a moment how to contact the IRS, or either you can ask, maybe ask Human Resources at your job. Maybe they may be able to direct you. So I'm going to check this box. Let me make this bigger to say that the child qualifies for child tax credit. And then this second row here says credit for other dependents. I'm going to leave that. I'm going to leave that blank, and then I'm going to fill out the next line as well, because I will say that I have a daughter too. Uh, okay, and the daughter's name is Mary. Hitting my space bar here. Miller. Her social security number is 221334444, and she is my daughter. That's how you spell daughter. And number 4, I'm going to click in this box because she does qualify for the child tax credit. And then I'm going to leave this next box over here blank where it says credit for other dependents. I'm going to leave that blank. Okay, let's scroll down to the next section. This says attach Schedule B if required. And you'll have to contact either IRS or your human resources at your job concerning if you need a Schedule B attached to your 1040 tax form. Okay, and this number 1 box here says wages, salaries, tips, etc. Attach form W-2. Okay, and your W-2 form should look something like this that you get in the mail from your employer. And you will be looking at these different numbers to fill out some of this information in this section here that I'm going over now. Okay, so wages, salaries, tips, etc. From the W-2. Okay. So right here it is right here. This is the W-2 form. So right here, you see I have the, let me make this bigger. You see I have this highlighted in blue. That's wages, tips, other compensation. Whatever number you have here on your W-2 form from your employer, that's what you need to put right here under the number 1 for this section here. Okay, now let's go to the next thing. 2A, tax exempt interest. Okay, so let's look at the, let's fill out where it says 2A. We're going to find where it says 2A on this W-2 form. Let's see. Okay, I don't see one on here, but anyway, if you have on your, okay, this is actually concerning Schedule B. So if you don't need a Schedule B, once you find out what that is by speaking to your employer or either your the IRS, then if you have anything to fill in for 2A, you would put it here. Okay, and your taxable interest would go here under 2B. 3A, again, this is part of Schedule B. This will not apply to everyone. 3A, qualified dividends. That goes here in the 3A box. 3B, ordinary dividends. Ordinary dividends goes here where it says 3B in that box. Okay. 4A, IRA distributions. 4A. Okay. I was checking to see if that was on the W-2, but 4A IRA distributions goes here. Taxable amount 4B goes here. 5A pensions and annuities. Usually you may not get a pension until you've been on the job maybe 20 or 30 years, and that means you're going to continue to get some form of check or payment for X amount of period. I don't know if it's for life or whatever the deal is that you have with your employer if you've been there that long. Some employers offer that. If so, 5A pensions and annuities, you would put that here in 5A, whatever that amount is. Again, that does not apply to everyone. 5B, taxable amount of that pension or annuity would go here under 5B. 6A, Social Security benefits. If you get any Social Security benefits, you put that amount in 6A. 6B, you will put the taxable amount for those Social Security benefits right here on the 6B box, 6B line. Okay, number 7, capital gain or loss. Attach Schedule D if required. If not required, check here. So if you do not need a Schedule D, then you would put a check mark there. If you do have a Schedule D, put your capital gain or loss from the Schedule D form. You need to attach the form and then indicate that loss amount here for number 7. And you would need to uncheck this if you have a Schedule D that you would attach. Okay. Number 8, other income from Schedule 1, line 9. That information would go here for line 8. You would get the information from line 9 on Schedule 1, but you would put it here on line 8. Number 9, add lines 1, 2B, 3B, 4B, 5B, 6B, 7, and 8. This is your total income. You will put that amount here for number 9. So these numbers here, where it's saying 1 through number 8, you would get that information from right here. So you would add these numbers up. Not all of them, but just the ones. You're looking in this section here to find the information is what I'm saying. But the only ones you're adding together are these numbers here. And then you put that total income right here on line 9. Number 10, adjustments to income. 10A, from Schedule 1, line 22. On Schedule 1, line 22, whatever number amount you have there, you put that here for line 10A. 10B, charitable contributions. If you take the standard deduction, it says see instructions. So if you have any charitable contributions, if you take the standard deduction, you put that amount here for 10B. 10C, add lines 10A and 10B. These are your total adjustments to income. So you're going to add whatever is here on line 10A and line 10B. You're going to put that total here for 10C. Number 11, subtract line 10C from line 9. This is your adjusted gross income. You will put that for number 11. So whatever you have here for 10C, You're going to subtract that from whatever you have here for line 9. And whatever that difference is, or whatever that answer is that you get when you subtract those two, you put that here for number 11 as your adjusted gross income. Number 12, standard deduction or itemized deductions from Schedule A. That goes here for line 12. And let me read this concerning line 12, your standard deduction or itemized deductions from Schedule A. It says standard deduction for single or married filing separately, 12,400. Married filing jointly or qualifying widower, 24,800. Head of household, 18,650. And the last one, if you checked any box under standard deduction, see instructions. Number 13, qualified business income deduction. Attach Form 8995 or Form 8995A. And whatever that deduction is, you would put that here for line 13. Number 14, add lines 12 and 13. So whatever you have here for line 12 and 13, whatever amounts that you have there, dollar amounts, you put that total here for line 14. Number 15, taxable income. Subtract line 14 from line 11. If 0 or less, enter 0. And that answer should go here for line 15. Okay, so you're going to be subtracting line 14 right here from line 11. Whatever amount you have there, put that for 15, but if the answer is 0 or less, then just put 0 for line 15. Okay, the second page of the 1040. Number 16, tax. See instructions. Check if any from Forms 1, 8814, or if you used Form 4972, then you would check that form. Okay, and if you used a different form, I'm thinking that you would check box number 3 and then just write whatever the form is, type in, like if you had if there's a form named 200 and you use form 200, I'm just using this as an example, you would type in 200 right there. Okay, and then you would use this line here to put whatever the tax information is that they're requesting. Number 17, amount from Schedule 2, line 3. That would go on this line 17. Number 18, add lines 16 and 17. So whatever you have, whatever totals for line 16 and 17, you would put that total here for line 18. Number 19, child tax credit or credit for other dependents. Whatever that amount is, you would put it here for number 19. Number 20, amount from Schedule 3, line 7. That information would go here on line 20. 21, add lines 19 and 20. So whatever you get when you add these two, 19 and 20, you put that total here for line 21. Line 22, subtract line 21 from line 18. If 0 or less, enter 0. Okay, for line 22. Okay, so you're going to subtract line 21 right here from line 18 right here and put that answer here for 22. If it's 0 or less, just put 0 for 22. Number 23, other taxes, including self-employment tax, from Schedule 2, line 10. You put that answer here for 23. Number 24, add lines 22 and 23. This is your total tax. So you would be adding right here 22 and 23 and put the total answer for number 24. 25, federal income tax withheld. Okay, so whatever federal income tax you have withheld from Form W-2, you would put that amount for line 25A. If you had any federal income tax withheld from Form 1099, then you would put that amount here for 25B. If you had any federal income tax withheld for other forms, for any other forms, you would put that amount here for 25C, for line 25C. Then you would add lines 25A through 25C. You would add all these three together and put that total for 25D, line 25D right here. 26, 2020 or the year 2020 estimated tax payments and amount applied from 2019 return. Whatever that amount is, you will put that for line 26 right there. Okay, and 27 says Earned Income Credit, EIC. Okay, if you have a qualifying child, attach schedule EIC, which is Earned Income Credit, or if you have non-taxable combat pay, that means you've been in the military, non-taxable combat pay, it says see instructions, and that's what they're looking at to determine if you qualify for Earned Income Credit, EIC. If so, you would put that information here, that amount for line 27. Number 28, excuse that noise outside. Number 28, additional child tax credit, attach schedule 8812, and you would put that amount here for line 28. 29, American Opportunity Credit from Form 8863, line 8. Whatever is on line 8, you would put that for line 29 here. Number 30, Recovery Rebate Credit. See instructions. If you qualify for that, you would put that amount here for line 30. 31, amount from Schedule 3, line 13. So if you have a Schedule 3 for your taxes, whatever is on Schedule 3, line 13, you would put that amount here for line 31. 32, add lines 27 through 31. These are your total other payments and refundable credits. That information would go here for line 32. 33, add lines 25D, 26, and 32. These are your total payments. That information would go here for 33. Okay, so whatever is for 25D, and you would look up here, whatever you have right here for 25D, 26, I'm highlighting them, and line 32 right here. You add those three together and you put it here for 33 for your total payments. Refund. Number 34, if line 33 is more than line 24, subtract line 24 from line 33. This is the amount you overpaid. So this is saying if line 33 right here is more than line 24, let's see, 24 is all the way back up here, then you would subtract line 24 right here from line 33. And then that would be the amount that you overpaid. So then you would put the overpaid amount here on line 34, whatever the amount is that you overpaid when you do your subtraction. Okay, 35A, amount of line 34 you want refunded to you. If Form 8888 is attached, check here. So if you, for whatever tax reason, you have a form number 8888, you need to put a check there. If you don't have that form attached to your 1040 taxes, you would uncheck it. Okay, so whatever amount that you overpaid in line 34, if you want all that amount refunded to you, if you want to get back all the amount that you were overpaid, or if you want to get back all the amount that you overpaid, excuse me, then you would write that total amount here for line 35A. Okay. Direct deposit information. 35B, routing number. So you would need to contact your bank or either log into your banking account online, your checking account online, and put in your routing number. If you don't know that, contact your bank's customer service. Type in your routing number. I'm just making up some numbers here. Okay, that's the routing number. And for 35C, you check this box if it's a checking account, or you can check this box here if it's a savings account. Okay, 35D, account number. So whatever your bank account number is, now the routing number for your bank is usually the same for everyone who banks at that bank in that area, but your account number is specific to your account. I'm just making up a number here. Put that in as the account number. I don't know why this keeps changing the size. Okay. 36, amount of line 34 you want applied to your 2021 estimated tax. So whatever line is, whatever amount you have in 34 as the amount that you overpaid, if you want that that amount applied to your 2021 estimated tax, if you want all of it applied, then put that same total amount here for line 36. Whatever you have for 34 right here, then just put that entire amount for line 36 if you want to get all the money back that you overpaid. Okay, so if you overpaid by $400 for line 34, then you would need to put $400 for line 38. And that's just an example. Okay, let's go on to the next section. And that section was called amount you owe. So let's go to the next section called third party designing. Third party designing. This says, do you want to allow another person to discuss this return with the IRS? See instructions. So if you want someone else, if you want to allow someone else to discuss your tax return with the IRS, and some of you may say yes to this if you are getting some assistance from home, then you would say yes. You would check the first box for yes. If you want to handle everything on your own, if you have any questions with the IRS, then you would check the second box. This second box says no. This first box here says yes. This is yes. And then this second box says no, right here, no. Okay, designing name. So when you print this out, let's see. The designee person's name would go here where it says designee name. Okay, and then that person's phone number would go here. Okay, so if the designee's name is Sam Jones, their name would go there, and then Sam Jones' phone number would go here. 542213333. That's just pretend phone number, and then their personal identification number, their PIN would go here. Okay, so that's a PIN number that was made up for that person. And this is, it says third parties designee, so this is someone who helped you with your, I'm assuming this is someone who helped you with your tax return. So in other words, the person's name here that you list, they would be allowed to speak to the IRS concerning your tax information. If you were ever to contact the IRS for any help concerning your taxes, whoever you have listed here, Sam Jones with their phone number and the personal PIN number that you give, would be allowed to speak to the IRS concerning your tax return. Okay, so that's what that is. All right, so now right here it says sign here, and I think where it says PIN number, this is something that you make up. They're probably going to verify with Sam Jones that they know the PIN number to verify that they have permission from you or something. So just let it be something you can easily remember. You might want to write it down somewhere. Okay, right here, sign here. Under, let's see, let me highlight this. Under penalties of perjury, meaning that perjury has to do with lying about the information. So under penalties of perjury, I declare that I have examined this return and accompanying schedules and statements, and to the best of my knowledge and belief, they are true, correct, and complete. Declaration of preparer other than taxpayer is based on all information of which preparer has any knowledge. So in other words, you're just agreeing that you were honest with the information that you filled out because you don't want to be accused of lying. So right here it says your signature. And so you would be able to sign this once you print it out. You would put your signature here. Do not type it, actually print this out and sign it there. And then right here you would put the date, whatever today's date is. Month, day, and year is what they need. Month, day, and year. Like you could put 2/25, February 25th, 2021 for the year 2021. Your occupation, whatever your job is, you would type the name of the type of job that you have, whether you're a secretary, a janitor, anything like that would go there. If the IRS sent you an identity protection PIN, enter it here. Okay, so they would have sent that to you either in the mail, snail mail, by getting an envelope in the mail, or either to your email address. Okay, so, and that's if, so everybody may not have a personal PIN, but if you do, fill that information out right here. Okay, joint return. This says spouse's, oops, it says spouse's signature if a joint return, both must sign. So your signature and information went up here. Your signature, your signature went right here. Now right here, your spouse's signature must go here if you're filing jointly. If you're filing as head of household or single, then you're not going to have a spouse information here. But if you filed as, for example, uh, if you filed as married filing jointly, or then you would put that spouse's information here. Um, I don't know if you would put it here if they're filing, married filing separately. I'm not too certain. You would have to ask a tax person concerning that. But anyway, your spouse's signature would go here on this line. They would have to actually sign their name in cursive. When it says signature, that means you do not print it out. Like right here where I have Sam Jones, this is a printout. Each letter typed separately or written out separately. But if you're writing in cursive, your signature, let's see. Let's see. A person's signature. Let's click images. This is what it means to write your signature. So you write in cursive. This is an example of writing in cursive. Everyone has their own handwriting. Like, obviously this right here says John Smith. Okay, well, let me get out of that. Well, right here it says John Smith. If you can see over here on the right side, it says John Smith right there. These are examples of writing in cursive. Okay, I know it looks kind of messy, but I'm just trying to give you an idea. Okay, all right, and so then you would put your spouse's, the date that your spouse signs their signature on this form, whatever the date is, February, it's probably going to be the same date as you have here. You can just put that same date here. Now your spouse's occupation, occupation means your job. So if your spouse is a manager, then you would put manager here. Okay, like you could type, you would, I would fill this whole section out where it says sign here. I would fill this whole thing out with a pen instead of typing it out on the computer. Just fill this section out with a pen. Okay, and then right here, I would actually, okay, the rest of it you can probably fill out by typing it out like I'm doing here, because you can, I'll show you how to print it out in just a moment. Now right here for the spouse, it says if the IRS sent your spouse an identity protection pin, enter it here. So you would type the numbers again, whatever numbers that they gave you for your spouse's pin in that box there. Paid preparer use only. So, for example, if you went to a tax preparer, you have your own accountant, and you paid them money to do your taxes, then that person is the only one who would fill out this information here, where it says paid preparer use only. And you don't need to be concerned about this because that you don't fill this out. You don't fill out any information here. Okay, only an accountant, for example, would be the person to fill this out. Okay, so now to print this form out, after you have your information, you could type out this other information, but again, this section here must be signed with a pen, preferably a black or blue ink pen, where it says sign here. All of this this entire section here. Oh, I forgot right here. Also, it says phone number. So phone, NO means number, right here as an abbreviation for number, phone number. So you would put your phone number, 221-555-6777. I'm just making that up. And right here says email address. Email address. Okay. So I think I said my name was Sarah. Sarah Miller, just making this up, at gmail.com. Okay. And then they will probably email you the status of your, they could probably email you as well as send you in the snail mail through the post office an update as far as when you should get your check in the mail. So you definitely want to put in your email address there. All right, so now to print this out, look up here in the upper right corner. You see this sign that says print. You would click that, and then it should bring up whatever type of printer you have here. You know, you would select that printer name here, and you can either print, I would leave it as all to make certain everything prints out. You want one, I would say print 2 copies, so you can keep a copy of it for yourself, for your records, and then send the other copy to the IRS. I would save money. You can just leave it as black and white and then click print, and then it should print out. This is if you have a printer at home. If not, then I would recommend that you go to whatever print shop is in your area and print this out, but definitely make 2 copies. Another thing that you could do, like if you do not have a printer at home and you would have to download this onto, see right here with this down arrow next to the printer one in the upper right corner, it says download. You could click that, and then it would download to the download section of your computer, and you would find it here. Okay, so let me download with your changes, meaning everything that you just typed here, all of this information you just typed would still be there if you select with your changes. So click this first one. If you click without your changes, it will print out a blank sheet and you'll have to handwrite everything on here. Okay, so I would select the first one, download with your changes. Okay, so I'm going to name this Test TurboTax 1040 Form 2020. I'm just naming it that. It's going to be in a PDF form. I would leave it as a PDF. That means that the person who receives it, they will not be able to make any changes to the document. If you changed it to a Microsoft document .dox, then that person, they can manipulate it, whoever receives it, and then you might not get the right amount of money back, because anybody who receives it, they could change up all your information. Okay, so leave it as a PDF right here. It says save as file type, leave it as .pdf. Just simply click save. Okay, so that should be saved by now. So I'm going to go here and actually I have mine right here. Okay, let's find downloads. Oh, here it says, see right over here on the left hand side, it says downloads. I'm going to click that. It has not downloaded yet. Well, anyway, this is the area where you would find it. It should be right up here at the top. Okay, so I'm just going to, maybe it needed more time. Let's see. Okay, let me refresh it. Okay, so for some reason it hasn't. Oh, here it is right here. Oh, I know what happened. It downloaded into my TurboTax because earlier, see right here, earlier I created a TurboTax folder for my other tax return information. So, but anyway, here it is here, the one that I just saved. Okay, it's saying it already exists, replace it. Okay, no, that's not what I want to do. No, so TurboTax. Let me go to my, okay, so I clicked on the TurboTax and here it is right here. The form that I just filled out. Let's double check that the information is still there. Okay, and so you see how the information is still here. This document enabled extended features. Okay, let's just close out of that. Okay, so you see here, now it's in the, it's still in a PDF format, but anyway, you can see that the information that I typed earlier is still there. Like this name here, where it says your first name and middle initial, the name Sarah is still there. Last name right here, the name Miller is still, excuse me, the name Miller is still here. The Social Security information is there. My spouse's Social Security information is still there too. All of that I typed throughout this 1040 document is still there. That's why I was telling you to select the first choice when you download. Okay, and again, you have to fill out this information where it says sign here after you print it out. Please do not forget to put those signatures there. Signatures, date, and occupation, and then if you have a PIN number from the IRS. Please do not forget that or they will reject your information and you'll have to fill it out again. Oh, also, once you get to this screen, I'm telling you now how to save it to your email so that you can print it out if you don't have a printer at home. So at this step, once you download it, the next step would be to click File. Then, okay, you already have it saved as a file. File, then Print. Sorry, wait a minute. At this point, I was just checking that everything was still saved. So at this point, you would open up your, let's go to my Gmail. And I thank you for being patient with me. Compose. Okay. I'm clicking Compose to create an email. And I'm just making this up. IRS IRS.gov at IRS. And this is not their real email. I'm just putting that there. Um, Again, they will tell you on the phone if you have to email. Oh, actually, sorry, I'm going to put my own email here because I want to print this out for myself when I get to the printer. So I'm going to send this to myself. 2020 tax return. Okay, this is how you spell C file attached. I'm just reminding myself to click on the attached file. So I'm going to click this paper clip down here that says attached file. Right here, you see where it said the blue send button? Look to the right over 1, 2, where it says attached file. So I click that. And now I have to find the file. Let's see. This PC. Documents. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, this is where I want to be. TurboTax. Okay, and now you see the form is attaching there. So then I click send, and here it is. Here's the form right here. So then when you get to the printer, you have the form right here. And all you have to do, let's pretend I'm at the print shop at the public library. I then open up the form on the computer while I'm at the library, okay? And then I look up here in the upper right corner and I hit print. And whatever printer that the library has, that information will come up. And then from there you can print it at your public library so that you can send it off to the IRS. Okay? So those steps are very important to know. And let's see, 1040 tax form. I wanted to show you, let's see, going back to the 1040 form. I just typed in 1040 form again. Um, this right here, I hope you can see that it says instructions for form 1040. Oh, also right here, if you need, this says schedule 1 right here. It says schedule 1. It says additional income and adjustments to income, schedule 1. Schedule 2, tax form is right there if you need it. Schedule 3, non-refundable credits is this last one right here. Sorry that keeps highlighting up, but it won't let me. It's this last one, Schedule 3, non-refundable credits, if you can see that. Okay, so I want to click this one, instructions for Form 1040. If you have someone helping you, it gives you the instructions right here. And again, you can make this much bigger. Just continue to hit the plus sign. Okay. And let's see. Assemble your return 26. I wanted to look for an address of where to send this. See, it explains, the information on here. It goes into detail about how to fill this out if you have someone assisting you. Okay, here it is, as far as where to send this. Okay, where do you file? It says, mail your return to the address shown below that applies to you. If you want to use a private delivery service, see private delivery services under filing requirements earlier. Okay, you must put postage on your envelope. It says your envelope may need additional postage if it contains more than 5 pages or is oversized or is thick. Okay. If you live in Alabama, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, or Tennessee, and it says then use this address if this is the address that you use if you live in those areas if you are requesting a refund or are not enclosing a check or money order. So in other words, if you don't have to pay any money back, you would not include a check or money order, and all you want is just to get your federal or state income tax, and you live in Alabama, Georgia, North Carolina, or South Carolina, or Tennessee, you send your address right here. Department of the Treasury, Internal Revenue Service, Kansas City, Missouri, and then this zip code here, 64999-0002. If you owe some money on your taxes and you're including a check or money order and you live in Alabama, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, or Tennessee, then you need to mail your 1040 taxes and whatever other tax information when you're filing to this address right here that I have highlighted. Okay, and so forth. I'm not going to read all these, but there's a different address that you mail your income tax to based on this information over here, based on what state you live in. So this information here applies if you live in Alaska, California, Hawaii, Ohio, or Washington. Then you have to look at this information here based on the headings here. Okay, so I would recommend that you get somebody to help you before you mail it out, because all this reading, I don't want you to get confused. Again, you mail it to the address based on what state you live in. So that, there's a lot of states, a lot of addresses listed here, so it just depends. So definitely on the instructions, you want to scroll down, and this is on the very last page, page 111. The page numbers are up here, if you can see where my cursor is, the arrow. So on the very last page is where you will find page 111 right here. The very last page of the 2020 instructions for the 1040 form is where you will find the address information of where to send it. Okay, let me see if I can find a phone number. Okay, I found a phone number earlier on the let's go back to irs.gov. We're at irs.gov. If you need help and you need to speak to the Internal Revenue Service, if your employer cannot help you, you scroll all the way down on irs.gov. You see over here in the lower left corner it says help. Help is right here. I hope you can see it. Let me see if I can highlight it. Uh-oh. It's not going to let me highlight it by itself. Okay. Going to see if I can. Okay, right here. It says help. I hope you could see where I had that. Okay, then you scroll down to you need help with filing a tax return. So right here is where it says file a return. I hope you can see. Let's see. Hold on. Right here it says file a return. It's not going to let me highlight it by itself. That's why I hope you can see this little hand right here. File a return. I'm going to click that. Okay. Filing by mail. You can find the mailing address, so it gives you that help there as well too of where to send this. Right here, IRS phone numbers. See how hard it is to find the phone number right here. Let's see, right here it says IRS phone numbers. So I'm going to click there. Continue to scroll down. Okay, filing season ends in April. It's usually April 15th. Okay. All right. And you are individuals filing. So I would say call this number here if you need help. Because it says individuals 1-800-829-1040. The times to call are 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. local time. I guess that's, within whatever time zone you're in, I'm guessing. It says local time, 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. So that would be the best number to call. If you're in the United States. Callers who are calling as international, it says use our international service. So then you would click right here where it says international services. This is a link that you can click right here. Overseas callers use our international services page. So I'm going to click this link here. You are an individual, international individuals, foreign persons. Okay. Or you can either click foreign persons right here. That says foreign persons, or you can click this last one, contact us from outside the U.S. So I'm going to just click contact us from outside the U.S. And if you are an international person, this is a number here. It's not toll free, so it would probably be very expensive. 267-941-1000. Those are for international taxpayers outside the U.S. The times available says the International Call Center is operational Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Time. And then this is also a fax number right here for international tax account issues only. 681-247-3101 is the fax number if you want to fax any information. And then here's an address. Individual taxpayers located outside the U.S. may also contact the IRS by mail at Internal Revenue Service, International Accounts, Philadelphia, PA, for Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 19255-0725. Okay, so it's a whole lot you have to do to contact them. If you speak Spanish, here's a Spanish number you can call. 787-522-8600 if you speak Spanish. Okay, if you're okay, this right here says English, but I'm assuming if you're an international person and you speak English in a foreign country, I'm assuming, then you would call 787-522-8601. I guess that's what that means, I guess. Um, okay, it lists some areas here: Hawaii, Puerto Rico, um, Guam, Pacific U.S. territories, things like that. And then here's a fax number as well. I guess if you're a Hispanic speaking person, Spanish person, speaking Spanish, fax number 855-818-5697. Or if you're in Guam or Americans, Samoa, Northern Mariana Islands, Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, those areas. Okay, sorry that this video has been super long, but it's just so much to cover with taxes, and I appreciate you all hanging in there with me today. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Click like and subscribe to my channel. Please like the video. I've worked really hard on this. Please like the video and subscribe. Share this video with anyone who you think needs any help. And I will see you in the next video, Lord willing. Thank you for hanging in there with me. See you next time. Bye.